Put your coin into a depot and earn interest. Well, that sums up Coindepo basically. I just wanted to have some fancy intro line, maybe we keep that one. But today we're going to talk about the Coindepo Advantage program, which is now live for a couple of days with some limitations. So first of all, what is the Coindepo Advantage program? It's basically the same like Nexo has. If you have a certain amount of portfolio size in the platform specific token, you get some rewards. For example, I'm currently tier 3, so I have between 10 or I have more than 10 but less than 15% of my complete portfolio in Coindepo token. What does that mean? If we look at the details, it means I get a flat 2% interest bonus on every account. I get 2% minus in the loan interest. I haven't actually checked that out, but that should be available. And the one thing that is not yet possible is to let yourself be paid out in the token interest, which will in the future, when it's released, it should come soon, will add to another 2%. So for example, in tier 3, when I would be in the future when it's released, add the option to pay it in the Coindepo token, I would get 4%, or in tier 4 I would get 5%. Now I'm on tier 3, meaning I get 2%. So if I, for example, would look into my Bitcoin wallet and manage accounts, you can see basically here previously it was 12%. Now it's basically getting me on a daily. I get paid 14% RPR on the year, which is of course a bit more to the compounding effect, but it increased already my daily income. I have around 63,000 Satoshi currently on my daily account, and before it was released I got 20 Satoshi a day, and now I'm getting 24 Satoshi a day. Don't look at the dollar number because this is changing. I'm only interested in the amount of Satoshi I get because I want to stack Bitcoin. So you cannot buy Coindepo token on the platform itself. So you basically have three options. It's currently listed either on Weex, on BingX, or on MaxC. I put a link to Weex in the description because that is where I have bought it. But if you want to buy some, this is no financial advice, of course. You could either go for the exchange if you have already an account there, then use the exchange where you have an account. Or apart from that, you can also look on Coindepo Market for the Coindepo token. And at points, you can see it listed here, all three exchanges. And at some times in the past, there are quite significant differences in the prices, like over 5%. And for example, that's the reason why I bought on Weex, or whatever it's pronounced. And currently, for example, would be the lowest on BingX, but the difference is not that high anymore. It was a lot bigger when I was watching it. So check CoinMarketCap or just use whatever you prefer. I have not validated which of those is from the prices and so on, because I'm not trading on any of those. I'm using Pionex for that, but just to buy it once and extract it and put it on the Coindepo, this would be the way to go. And then you would basically just go into your, like you deposit any of the other stuff you have, manage accounts, and then deposit, and then you have your address and you use that one. I moved everything on my Coindepo to my monthly account to get a bit more interest on it, because I don't need it on a daily basis because I'm not planning to extract it anytime soon. So I have chosen the monthly because I think it's the best. I really like my compounding. I know a yearly would even be the best because it has the biggest interest rate, but the lockup period is just too high for me. One thing I do like, it's currently always ranging around 8 cents, as you can also see here in Coindepo. So it's more or less stable. I mean, it had a dump here to 6 cents, and the highest I've seen all time was nearly 10 cents. Here we're 9.7 cents. So it seems to be relatively stable. And as long as it's stable, you can always sell it back in a couple of years when you earned your interest or whatever your investing goals are. Mine are basically just let it sit here and help me grow my Bitcoin even further. Well, 2% more are not that bad. So why do we actually do that? This is just my opinion, but you've seen most of the other platforms do it as well. It's of course to keep the token, and therefore reducing the supply, and therefore have a kind of a price stabilizing effect because nobody's selling it. Well, there are people selling it, of course, but this is also just to improve the value or increase the value of the token itself, which also helps the platform itself earn more money, probably. So are you already in using the Coindepo Token Advantage program, or do you plan to? Or if you don't, why? Would be very interesting to know. And I will post a new video when the possibility is actually present to also be able to convert it to Coindepo token. From the Telegram chat, they said it's available soon, whatever soon means, right? I hoped it would be available initially, because I was planning to do directly to go to tier 4 via this feature. Now I'm, because I knew I was only tier 3. So that's all for today. I'm just basically passively sitting here and watching my crypto grow, and hopefully also the fiat value, but for now this is not the goal, right? See you in the next one.